This isn't right. It's too quiet. Yeah, I knew something was amiss. I would have thought Alpha would be still dreaming by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. Although it's not inside the house, well, you search outside. They can't have gone far. Uh-oh. 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 Alpha node! Alpha node! Alpha node! Alpha node! There you are. Oh. What's going on? There you are. They asked me to carry the supplies and then follow them here. And they attacked me. Oh. Save the arguments later. We got the bigger problem. I found an empty medicine bottles and the bed that was still warm. It's true. The Saint is hiding her sick sister inside the house. But there's no sign either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours. I think I will tell you you're a fool. I'll never give up my people. We're trying to help them, you idiot. Her sister's ill. An empty bottle proves it. So the medicine runs out. Or she put it in her pocket to make it easier to carry. Or to avoid the sound of clicking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? Oh, come on. Are you serious? This is getting us nowhere. Agreed. God damn it. Where could have they run off? Alize? Two fresh young women judged by the size. This is definitely them. Come on. What now? This honestly, it's... How in the world is anyone surviving this cold? I mean, it's honestly astonishing, but damn. Why are they running away from us? We want to help them, we want to protect them, but... Where are they going? to not leave footprints. Yeah. This... Wait. Excuse me. Whoa! Holy... That's a huge area. Okay. Well, guess we'll start with that. Let's see if we find anything useful. What's that? Empty bottle. No, definitely not. Let's keep looking. See if there's any around here somewhere. But at the very least, find anything that is sort of has some connections. Hey! There's a ether current. But the question is, how the fuck do I get up there? The question is, how the hell do I get up there? I'm sure there's a way to get up there somehow. Where to? I'm sure there's a way to get up there somehow. I'll just need to figure it out. I'll probably need to backtrack this somehow. Oh no. Oh no. Fresh blood. They were attacked. Probably something really big. And big, and I mean fucking gigantic too. If anything. I'll come back with the ether current. I just need to do some backtracking. Probably need to do the same thing in the... Falthier, so... Oh my... Is that her sister? Oh shit. Both of them are wounded. Shit. They're dead. Both of them are really dead. Lucy.
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked. No.
Yeah. We tried to help them, but they...
Why? Why wouldn't they? Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have... We can't leave them like this.
We have to take them home.
But...
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold.
Rip.
I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there's something to the tale after all. I want to understand, so I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
Dang. Shit. There must have been something we could have done, but what? I don't know, let's say. I don't know. A way forward. Yeah. We definitely should. Well, it's time to go back. Oh wait. Oh, I did say something about getting that the ether current. Oh, I did. Did I say something about ether current? I did. I probably did. I need to go back and backtrack it. Okay. I'm gonna get that ether current first, as I probably mentioned. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get that, and then we'll head back to the camp. Alright, let's get that current, as per usual. We might as well find... I guess I would hope we will find more along the way, but it's gonna take some time to, like, kind of scour the entire place, but enough said. Let's go.
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones in the Leagtus spoils. They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
My distress is nothing compared to their suffering. So tell me, what else have we learned?
As you may have already heard, we have succeeded in curing the members of the Populares, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's Third Legion clashed with the First, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad. Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
It brings to mind events at the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically. Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Xenos had been possessed by a demon.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances. One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly. Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the Third Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies. And then, in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvis is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer. Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession, and in response, the First Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
But they don't know that it's actually Xenos. Which is...
So no one is at fault, and everyone else is to blame.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue a swift victory, and that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the Third Legion's coffers, but the First as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that the First Legion received funds from a variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
So Fandaniel, in the guise of Asahi, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor. From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varus giving them orders in their dreams. May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
This sounds awfully familiar.
Uh-huh.
We have something to show you all.
That?
Varys spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
We are of one mind, then.
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence. A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
No wonder Licinia kept it close.
My friends, I must speak with you.
What's up?
A young man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall.
One not.
Thankfully, Magni restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside, if you wish to ask him questions.
I think we do.
Who was he? An Iron Man soldier. Yo, are you...
Who do we have here?
Garleans? Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
Huh?
I am Lucia Junius, a temple knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Iulus Pier Norbanus. And that's all you invaders will get from me.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this. Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths. If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours.
Your commander?
If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
I don't much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the 2 of us and...
One of the twins.
Please allow me and Alize to act as envoys.
May I ask why?
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in the balance.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
I'm not sure. sure which one to respond. I'm not sure which one is to say. Okay, well.
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause, but you will proceed with the utmost care.
Couple of children, what? A sellsword? Is this an insult?
No.
Not in the least. You will find that they are more than qualified to speak on our behalf.
There are many dangers on the road ahead. I will need that back.
Interesting. Situation interesting. So yeah. Well, off we go then. Liminal Station 4? Where have I heard that name before? I'm not falling behind. This is fantastic. Okay. Okay. No more, and this voice sent here too, in that regard, which is noticeably strange. Okay. This is the station. Weird dude. What a weird guy. Honestly. I know he's a Guardian, but... Jeez. Would have appreciated if you would have given me the warning the first time. Would have appreciated if you would have given me the fucking warning. Okay, this is rather smooth. This is going... Well, this is rather interesting. Guardians have the most troubled. Well, there's no worrying. I see why your comrades chose you. Is that so? For all I know, your treatment simply forced them to forsake one master for another. And as far as I and my legion are concerned, they are no longer our people. They're beyond saving. Those who fought differently, tried to reason with them, were butchered for their bleeding hearts. Shouldn't he be also tempered as well? How come he was a... Shouldn't he be also tempered? Why is he not afflicted? What was I gonna need to get away from this mob? And speaking of, on the main hand, we gotta get this ad. Let me get this trash first. Wait for it. And there we go. Alright. Looks like we're not being followed. We'll continue onward. The last bastion. For a guy who are not really quick to notice or anything, which is a bit strange. I meant what I said, these people deserve death. I stayed my hand before the desired remain undiscovered, and it's still a higher priority. We should Continue to avoid any unnecessary confrontations. We'll keep feeling the right way. I don't... But is it worth it, though, is the question. The question is it worth it, though? Is it worth it? Oh, what the... Oh, what the hell? Same guys, but... Same guys. They're tempered, but they're, like, different. Okay, well, this is problematic. I suppose there's no reason. Look at they come. They exposed to the vast quantity of the primal's evil may have suffered a severe corruption. Yet with the treatment, such victims are beyond salvation. Then you meant it. This guy is a freaking douche. Honestly. I'm assuming he's trying to lead us right into where the palace is. Yep, we're getting really deeply close. Alright, dude. Primal's influence. What could that mean? Largest station now serves our headquarters. The bottom. Are we going to the bottom of the stairs? Theodora. 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 That's an interesting name. Oh. She clearly had no intention of speaking with you. Well, that's great. Is this their home? If it is, I'm not sure what happens now. Is the Aetheryte's not responding? Well, of course, unlike the last one. Well, of course they wouldn't. Unlike the last one. It wouldn't be surprising the first time. It's not like they haven't toned it or anything. It's plain to see why they chose this as their base of operations. They could have done it a lot worse. Even someone imagines it's not the easiest place to live. Indeed, and if Julius is willing to make a perilous journey to Camp Broken Glass to search food, their own supplies must be all but exhausted. Maybe they be sheltered from the wind and snow, but it's still bitterly cold. Much like the fictive spoil, it's a constant struggle to keep their people warm. More defiance. And you may enter, although while you may be here as my guest, others will not take kindly to your presence. Commander is a local move over there. Okay. Can you... I don't know, can you not be so... I don't know. I don't know what I was about to say. Imposing commander.
These are their chosen representatives.
Very well. Let us hear what they have to say.
Yes, sir.
Still the Guardian. Typical.
I present to you our commander, Lord Quintus Van Kina, Legatus of the First Legion.
Oh, okay.
The first? I had no idea you had survived.
We lost our emperor, our city, more than half our troops. For my wounds, I may never take the field again. But we survived, aye. In a manner much to your liking, I dare say.
We have no intention of adding to your misfortunes, nor do we bear you any ill will.
Spare me. Though you children may speak in earnest, overtures of peace ever ring hollow in my ears. So long as man stands to profit from his neighbor's suffering, war is inevitable. Driven from our ancestral homeland into this blasted waste. Yet still you yearned to rob us of our paltry scraps. 'Twas only with Magitech that you learned to keep your distance. Though we knew it was only a matter of time before you regrouped and returned.
But we didn't even dare to invade Garlemald. It was until we didn't even come to Garlemald until now.
Conquest and empire were our only defenses. Emperors Solus and Varys understood this, and through their campaigns saw us grow and prosper. Much blood has been spilled in Garlemald's name, aye. But if it is a choice between yours and mine, then it is hardly a choice at all.
I do not deny that a great many conflicts throughout history were driven by the desire or necessity to gain by another's loss. That is not why we are here.
Yeah. That's why we're not here.
Nor have we come to petition your aid in the war with the Telophoroi, grave though that threat may be. Our purpose is simply this. We wish to help you. Let us help you. If there is aught that can be done to ease your plight, we would be glad to do it.
Perhaps you would. But regardless of the ideals you espouse, your leaders would not send an army into Garlemald if they did not stand to benefit. If we accept their aid, they will expect their efforts to be rewarded once the Telophoroi are no longer a threat. And after compensation and concessions, the great empire would be brought to heel. Her enemies rejoice at her downfall. Our third eye, a mark of shame.
We won't stand idly by and let your people be humiliated. And we're not alone in that. We only want to make a difference. To make this world of ours better. Surely you can understand that. What I'm trying to say is, There are so many people who just don't care about making you suffer. And maybe that's almost insulting after all the suffering you feel the world has subjected your people to, but believe it or not, that's the truth. And now we're here, and all we're asking is for you to tell us what you want, what you hope for.
So much blood has been shed, so much lost. All because of this endless war. Who wouldn't want to end it? Can we not work together to face our problems as one?
Answer me this, young peacemakers. If a world without conflict is your desire, why reject the unity and prosperity of Garlemald? Is it because we do not share your faith? That we do not share your heritage? That our ideals and virtues differ? That we cherish and hold in the highest that which you do not? Disparity is the root of discord, and peace built on compromise is flawed and fleeting. Happiness for one and all is a dream, and the reality is that to the victor go the spoils. That is why we Garleans will never submit nor surrender. For freedom and for pride, we will remain true to ourselves until the bitter end. That is my hope. It seems there is nothing more to say on the matter.
Great. Well, this is...
You will remain here while I decide what is to be done with you. Do not be alarmed. No harm will come to you if you cooperate.
We will not resist. However, as your guests, I ask that we be allowed to speak with the other members of your group.
As you wish. I had no intention of locking you up, as by dawn you would be frozen stiff and you're no good to me dead. You are free to move about the encampment, but there is one condition.
Which is...
Collar them.
Wait, what? What? Huh?
What are these?
Incentive. You'll be watched at all times. Stray too far or act suspiciously, and we will administer a rather painful shock.
This is great. And I don't get one?
Stop. Keep away from that one. The champion of Eorzea is not so easily cowed.
Oh. He seems to recognize my reputation.
Even if she allowed herself to be collared, the shock would be no more than an itch. No. If she refuses to obey, we will activate the twins' restraints instead.
You needn't worry about us.
We'll forget we're even wearing them soon enough.
Even now, you still... Why go to such lengths? What is it all for?
Because even the most bitter adversary may one day see reason.
You are a curious one. A far cry from the merciless barbarian others paint you to be. You will be their warden. Take them away.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Strange. Alright, this is fantastic. Although I'm not surprised. Although I did wonder why flashback to M itself. I mean, he was right. Even though he has no idea. I'll be watching. I know full well I couldn't stop you if I tried. Well, this is great. Could have also served as a teleportation, but yeah. Lord Gaius, the 14th Legion. I was there on the night of the Praetorian fell. You were adventurers. Killed them. My comrades, my friends, sought the sides I'd enter in the dozens. Thought they were nothing to you. What you gotta do? Just not a faceless enemy to be cut down. Your countryman is actually long gone. Like, actually long gone. So, code. Aww. The poor dude. The radio! Interesting. I know who you are. The so-called champion Eurasia. Come to gloat, have you? Oh, why the smirk on your face? Blood on the fallen Cambridges. I swear I'll... Ugh. Damn. Tor, that's treacherous. Of all the times, the worst of the lot is with that striking distance. I can't even muster the strength. What if the warden for the third bleeding us, it will be the end of you. Valgara's treasure nearly cost the Lord Quintus's life. We made our escape, took shelter in the mountain, tended the wounds, prepared to strike back, and then I failed. We got the radio, then the war, the terrible war. The capital was in chaos, but we were spared. If you call this a mercy, mind intact, but body broken. A soldier in name alone. I'll cut you down where you stand if I could, murderer. Ah, this is odd. Yeah, it's the exact same one we've learned, basically. Then your findings are consistent with my own. Their plight is desperate indeed. The sick and injured are at our greatest risk. Without warmth and proper nutrition, I fear they will soon perish. There is as precious we can do for them at present, but I cannot bear to see them suffer. Who's there? My eyes, I can't see all that well. Thank you. The numbness has subsided a little. But I know I won't last much longer. You should look to the others who can still fight. Give them my ration. If me going hungry means someone else going to live to another day, so be it. At least, I can still serve in that way. Flavius? God damn it. Okay. So I'm guessing he's gone? Yo. We've been scavenging for possessions in nearby houses. Most families kept rather stored some stored away in the event where they were snowed in. Start going out and getting dangerous. And getting is dangerous work. We had a lot of mouths to feed. The fuel is a greater concern though, even though we had some stored early on this site until it was stolen. We haven't identified the culprit. Could be now the refugees, or one of the reflector for all we know. Either way, we're done the last direct without heating the need. And those in poor health are going to get worse instead of better. Well, I accept your charity. We can hold it a little longer. The situation should change. Aye. One of the cameras meant to something along those lines. That's some harm telling you. The bastard's loyal servants that turn awfully, or what stands in its place. Before reinforcements reached Galmold. Come on, dude. And that to her enemies. You're not so easy. These Guardians are not so easily to be swayed. So apparently the Guardians are not so easily... They're not so easily get along with. Of course, I guess that might have... I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, but also kind of don't. But I still don't get sometimes. It's hard to say. Well, we'll see what happens. Is that another ether current I'm hearing? Wait. Did I hear something? Is that an ether current? It is. Would you look at that? Hope you don't mind if I grab this. Hope if you don't mind I grab this. Oh. Okay. Well, better be safe than sorry then. Alright. So this is the park. I'm surprised they found space formed amongst all these buildings. Actually, the recreation areas came first. Houses were later built around them. The healthy associate requires communal spaces for children to play, and adults to socialize. The park was named after founding the father of the empire, the great Sol Olus Zos Galvas. No, we're here during the dry, saying as though there's a machina in the vicinity. But as our Sorian has been stolen, we've been scaring for the city every last drop. And while I don't expect anything here, I just had to try one more time in case something has been overlooked. Great. Guess we're stuck with the Guardians for now. The sooner I want to get through this, the better. As long as I don't have anything else to do. Which honestly it would have been. How much of the ceruleum has been drained? Ah, this is interesting. Children's slide. There's 3 slides. Is there anything I missed? I might have. Let's look on the top. Oh. Map of a former solace. Shop counter. Is this really the shop counter? Really? God damn it. It would seem, oh, it's you. Any luck? Hardly surprising, but disappointing nonetheless. Yes, I mean, no, I'm... It's just, I used to bring my brother and sister here to play. The pond, it was heated to stop from freezing over. So, it's so like all the other children. Just had to wad in and splash about. Would just stay there if I didn't drag them out. I'd be stopping wet when it was all said and done. Every time. Every time we get home, my mother would scold us saying we would catch a death walking around like that. The pond was heated. This room was partly heated by a chance. I suppose it must have been. Come to think of it, I remember seeing an engineer changing the tank out beneath the hatch. But it's been a long time ago, and the water still flowed clear and wasn't this wreckage muck. I can't say anything, but I can't remember where the hatch might be. The machinery is most likely broken, and the amount of filth in there is probably the reason it hasn't frozen over. Which is still unbearably cold, though. What are your thoughts on magic? The average Guardians would jump out of the skin of their way if they saw it, but the first has a few furnace sanctuary immaculate, so that doesn't scare me. I think you won't mind if I prayed a little now. What's it then? We should blast a fair fire to do the trick. Leave it to me. You're not planning to go in there, are you? But that's insane! A little friendly competition might make things interesting. But... Okay. Julius is like... Oh. Chill to the bone. Causing damage all the time. Well, that's not... Well, that doesn't surprise me. Another one? Well, there's nothing... Well, that's not gonna stop me. And... is it here? Most likely. I hope you did. Here you go. This is what I found. That's it. And there's still some ceronium left. The fire is still... the fire's not ready. Hold on. I'll give Alphinaud a hand. Copying an old diamond because by far it was the draw. LSA. I'm pretty sure we recovered Corulia, but he wish he'd been taking time to discuss the plan with me beforehand. Despite the way you treated, and more acquaintances' eyes are still enough ones deserving protection. If you don't mind how much, he will be the most displeased. Did. Not far from here. My father was accomplished researcher in his youth. For his contribution to the Empire was awarded in its state. We lived better than many. Everything. It was everything you could imagine, and so much more. Even during the coldest winters, we always found warmth and comfort at home. Coming in from the snow, taking cold thought of sitting down for a hot meal with family, visiting friends and relatives, receiving that same welcome, knowing they had everything they needed. Walking down the streets, seeing the lights in old houses, hearing the faintest sounds of laughter and song, of happiness. Although the summers came and went all too quickly, in that brief respite, ice would melt, and the forgotten grass make its triumphant return. Gray clouds gave way to blue skies. Some mornings we climbed to the top of the tallest building we could find to watch the sunrise. Never again. Those rooftops are rubbled, those friends dead, those memories. But if I could reclaim even a fraction of what we once had, soon our chance will come. We just need to hold on a little longer. We might be fighting an entire platoon of them pretty soon. But, I don't know about this. Pretty soon we might find them an entire platoon of them pretty soon. Supposedly, if that was the case. But I sort of doubt it. No good deed. Just outside the park. No good deed. automated satellite. As you can see, this place is littered with remnants of the various types of war machina. While my comrades and I recovered from tanks, less damaged units. Those took more severe beatings and are harder to scavenge. We decided to save those for another time. That time being is now. Rather than price them apart piece by piece, it would be quicker to remove them out of casting with using compact explosive with luck and gain access to tank without rupturing them. Although the force generated by these defenses are relatively weak, I would advise you stand clear to avoid being hit by any shrapnel. Before even bothering, though, you should check the Machina's cerulean gauge and see if there's anything left. It should provide an accurate reading, even if the unit itself is inactive. Should the gauge broken, I will decide whether to use an explosive or not. Should you need more, come to me. Okay. Completely empty. Okay. Also completely emptied. Bah! I would have more, but looks like I need to go back and this. Some would always say, never get the job done unless you get them done first. So 2, huh? I'd use them very carefully. This is great. Let's see. I doubt there's any of these two. I doubt there's any of these two. Well, I guess we might as well do something about it. I'll use this one, and I'll probably go back at the last one. That's all the magic tech there is. There it is.
finally escaped the watchful gaze of your keepers, have we?
Tancred?
Don't react. You'll only draw attention to yourself. Just carry on as you are and listen.
Okay.
After you left with the Guardian lad, Lucia bade a few of our scouts follow you at a discreet distance. We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside. When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place. Now, as quietly as you can, tell me everything. The Leagtus himself, eh? Now there's a surprise. This is also the first I've heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel. An interesting development, and perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for. Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news, but it's still too early to get our hopes up. For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Guardians make, indulge them. With luck, this will all be over soon. Until then.
They had not gone far.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
I wasn't expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage. For now, this will have to suffice. We should return to the station.
They don't even know that Thinker was... Well, I guess, props to Thinker and his team. Surprisingly.
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for ceruleum above ground. Brought back a king's ransom?
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
Well, well. It's not at all as I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile. It's a poor attempt at humor. In all honesty, I'm grateful for your efforts. But even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Lord Quintus!
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
The armor?
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
The time for action is upon us.
What's taken them into such action?
My men and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, you are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
What caused them for them to take action?
The time for action. What did he mean by that?
Something bad.
Speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question.
Huh?
Will they ever escape this cult? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Youre spoke?
Finished your war, Council?
Alphino and Alizé are to stay here as our prisoners. They will be released once your comrades have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil.
What? You can't be that serious.
Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
After everything we've said and done, this is how you treat us.
Our allies have but limited supplies. They may stave off cold and starvation for a short while, but what then?
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Do as he says.
Get them out of here.
What the hell? What's the deal, dude? Do I need to? I hope not. You can. Ask Ladell, he said. So that's where to be. We have it. After all this. God, I'm right. You should be the one delivering the news. Because of our orders, that's weird. For the glory of Garmald. It almost sounds as if he's being tempered. What do you want from me? Calm down. Honestly, this is kind of daunting. Well, here we goes nothing, I suppose. Their duties evolved more than transportation supplies, do they? Duty is a rarely simple thing. We have given additional orders, though. Whatever required to follow entirely depends entirely on your contingent. This place is all in ruins. Now there's some like bombs and there's like ice bombs. There's like Guardian Magitech. It's just like wandering aimlessly without like its masters like falling around and such. Not sure what happens now. Automated death machine. Ugh, don't like the sound of that. Joy is linger by the ruins. Reluctant to leave, reluctant to stay. Unable to move on. Is he okay? Something's... Is he okay? It doesn't look... Well... He feels... He looks pretty ill. Well...
This is my home. Our home.
Huh?
At least it was, until that night. I was with Lord Quintus when the capital fell, and thus spared. My family, who did not own a radio, were less fortunate. When dawn came, I made my way here. My parents, my little brother and sister, they were still inside. But they weren't themselves, and they tried to. And I had to. I'd promised to take them away from the capital that very morning, to somewhere safe, to hide until the fighting stopped.
But...
I promised. Garlean flag bears a chain. The bonds between our countrymen.
Oh, so that's what it means.
A red link at its center. The blood of the fallen. Our loved ones who lived and died for Garlemald. But if she too fell, who would be left to remember them and their sacrifice? What enduring proof would there be that they were ever here? If we had turned to your gods, would they have saved us? I'm sorry, forget I spoke. We should go.
Oh, boy.
It's no use.
Believe me, I do not enjoy being here any more than you. But she wanted us to play along, so that is what we will do.
Oh. I say.
It's so cold.
Painfully so. Unbearably.
I've been thinking about what Quintus said. About why no one would accept Garlean rule.
Because no one would wanted it.
Irreconcilable differences. When coexistence isn't an option, only conquest remains. Varus at Gimlet said much the same. Only by uniting the world beneath a single standard would we rid ourselves of the Ascians. United as one people, one race cleansed of imperfections. A cold and unforgiving vision. And when we fail to live up to their standards, what place is there for us in their world? But the truly sad, truly frustrating thing is how damnably similar it all is to the lofty ideals of Father and the Forum.
Oh.
Non-intervention. Always non-intervention. Protect our knowledge and our people, and to hells with the rest of you.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think. Interesting. So there's one. Oh, that's interesting. So one of there is the non-intervention, and the other is just nothing but conquest.
And yet, I can see how it happened. Varus and Father looked to their elders for guidance and took their virtues as their own. But for this world was of their making. In who else could they place their trust? All of us lost in a sea of chaos, searching desperately for purpose and meaning. But it shouldn't just be an extension of another's. It has to be ours. It has to be. We all have a stake in this world. No one should be silenced.
I won't deny that we lack the experience of people such as Father or Quintus. Perhaps they've come to see the world as a series of problems, and the most efficient way of solving them, to reduce everything to fundamental forms. A stone is a stone, a cloud, a flower, no more than that. Simple descriptions that strip the subject of distinguishing characteristics. A man is a man, divided according to race, creed, or allegiance, and to some, defined by such associations.
Is that what you think?
In my misbegotten youth. But what I believed wisdom was no more than aggressive ignorance. I've since learned to look beyond the banners and the politics, to see people as individuals with their own hopes and dreams. As for my dream of building a better world, well, every day I'm reminded that it is far more complex than I had ever imagined. But it only spurs me onward, to find the wisdom and the strength to see it through to the very end.
God damn it!